In an era where stealth usually meant sticking to the shadows like a cartoon ninja, IO Interactive arrived in 2000 with a radical, almost clinical proposition. Hitman, Codename 47. This wasn't just a game about hiding, it was the birth of social stealth, a world where the most dangerous place for a killer was in plain sight, wearing the face of a waiter or a bodyguard. Looking back at Codename 47 today is like examining a rough diamond. It is a work of high-concept genius trapped inside a shell of brutal Eurojank that can be as infuriating as it is fascinating. The story remains one of the series' strongest pillars. We meet a nameless, barcode-tattooed clone waking up in a sterile Romanian asylum. Guided by a mysterious voice over an intercom, we learn the ropes of murder before venturing into the world as a freelancer for the ICA. The narrative arc, taking us from the neon-soaked alleys of Hong Kong to the oppressive jungles of Colombia and the high society opulence of Budapest, culminates in a Shakespearean revelation about 47's five fathers. It's dark, pulpy, and surprisingly coherent for an early 2000s PC title. While modern Hitman titles are murder sandboxes, Codename 47 is more of a lethal logic puzzle. The game begins in a cold, sterile basement of a sanitarium in Romania. A man wakes up strapped to a bed, guided by a mysterious, disembodied voice over a loudspeaker. This voice teaches him the basics of killing and moving. This man has no name, only a barcode tattooed on the back of his head. After testing his abilities, the voice allows 47 to escape the facility. This wasn't an accident, it was a release. 1 year later, 47 is a top-tier assassin for the ICA, International Contract Agency. His handler, Diana Burnwood, sends him across the globe to eliminate 4 major underworld kingpins. At first, these seem like random hits, but a pattern begins to emerge. Unlike the modern World of Assassination trilogy, which offers massive open maps, Codename 47 follows a strictly linear mission progression. However, the internal structure of each mission is a mini sandbox. Before entering the field, you are given a dossier. Unique to this first game is a budget system. You earn money from hits and use it to purchase specific weapons and ammo. If you're a bad assassin and kill civilians, your pay gets docked. Most maps are divided into public and restricted zones. The structure forces you to find a way to cross these thresholds without alerting guards. Each target has a routine, though much simpler than in later games. The goal is to isolate them or use environmental hazards, like the infamous car bomb in the Kowloon Triads mission. The disguise system was revolutionary. The ability to kill a guard, take his clothes, and walk through the front door changed everything. However, the AI is notoriously twitchy. One wrong step or a second too long in a guard's line of sight, and the entire map turns into a shooting gallery. There are no mid-mission saves. If you spend 20 minutes meticulously setting up a sniper shot in Kowloon Triads in Gang War, and a stray bullet catches you at the exit, you start from zero. This creates a tension that is genuinely suffocating, but it often tips over into frustration. This game also introduced the world to ragdoll physics. Seeing a body slump realistically down a flight of stairs was a next-gen moment in 2000. Combined with the signature fiber wire and the dual silver ballers, the tactile feel of the hits was light years ahead of its peers.
Hi, I have an appointment with Dr. Kovacs. My name is Tobias Reaper.
Let me check. That's right. Come in through the door over here. Follow me. The doctor's office is up these stairs, second floor. The door to your right and then goes straight through the operating theater.
You cannot talk about this game without mentioning Jesper Kyd. His soundtrack is the soul of the experience. The music shifts from haunting, ambient synths in the Hong Kong sewers to cinematic orchestral swells in the hotels. It lends 47 an aura of cold, detached professionalism that the graphics, now consisting of sharp-edged polygons and muddy texture, can no longer convey on their own. To be blunt, Codename 47 has not aged gracefully in the traditional sense. The default key bindings are a nightmare, and 47 moves with the turning circle of a freight truck. The mid-game excursion to South America is widely considered a low point, pivoting from clever stealth to a clunky third-person shooter in a foggy green void, and IO Interactive themselves rendered much of this game obsolete with contracts, which remade the best levels of this game with better mechanics. However, there is a raw, unfiltered atmosphere here that the sequels never quite recaptured. There is a coldness to the original Glacier engine, a sense of isolation and clinical cruelty that makes 47 feel like a true predator rather than a dry-witted protagonist. Codename 47 is a flawed masterpiece. It is the architectural blueprint for an entire genre, containing all the DNA that would eventually lead to the perfection of the World of Assassination trilogy. It's a difficult game to recommend to a casual player today, but for a student of gaming history or a die-hard fan of the bald assassin, it is a mandatory pilgrimage. It's janky, it's mean, and it's unyielding, but it's where the legend began. And that's the story of how a bald clone with a barcode changed the stealth genre forever. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the roots of the ICA, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more retrospective reviews. What's your favorite Hitman mission of all time? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, stay sharp. And remember, leave no witnesses. See ya.